Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode. Well, can you hear me? Yeah, I guess you can hear me. Good. So, yeah, lots of things changed, as you can see. At least if you look at me, you probably can see that something has changed. I'm trying contact lenses for second day, and it's kind of okay, but sometimes I just don't know what I see. So if I suddenly if I suddenly fall asleep, that's because of contact lenses. But in general, it's okay. I also celebrate Vyshavanka Day, which was yesterday, but I celebrated today because, well, why not? I think it's kind of cool to have possibility to celebrate something. And yeah, what else I want to say? Oh yeah, people who are trying to watch it on LinkedIn, I really apologize because that's how it works. LinkedIn is not a great platform for streaming. Everything worked yesterday, not today. Waiting for broadcast. I have no clue when it will start, whether it will start even at all. Yeah, the platform is pretty unstable. I really don't know if it will start, or maybe it has started already for some people. That's really unfortunate. So I highly recommend to watch on YouTube because that's where things are working significantly more predictable way. Let's see. I will just share this link with people. Again, it's not very easy to do. Sorry for this inconvenience, but I have no control of LinkedIn. Please join YouTube stream. Yeah, that's how it is. Okay, so yes, what else? Right, okay, let's go through a couple announcements before I go deeper into some Terraform coding. So what I want to say first, again, I know that many of you already know about weekly TF, but on Wednesday, by again another unknown reason, Gmail decided to put approximately 30% of emails into spam. I can see that a lot of people did not open emails comparing to previous episode. This is episode number 82. So if you still want to know Terraform weekly, please go to weekly TF and type your email somewhere here. I think this newsletter is pretty cool, specifically about Atlas Go, because managing database schema and migrations using Terraform is kind of cool. Yeah, a bunch of other things, so feel free to check it out. Earlier this week, we've had DevOpsDays Ukraine, pretty cool event as usual, but this time we had very clear goal because we wanted to get 100,000 euros to support freedom in Ukraine. And we are currently at 95,000. So if you still want to help us to reach this goal, please go to DevOpsDays.com.ua. And yeah, here is how it works. You can just buy a ticket and everything will be donated to these charities. Yeah, a bunch of companies supported us as usual. And yeah, thanks each and every one of you for standing with Ukraine. So lots of sunflowers here, as you can see. One sunflower, bigger sunflowers, or a bunch of sunflowers. It's kind of cool. So yeah, the DevOpsDays Ukraine was pretty cool. And literally 5 minutes ago, I received an email that all talks actually already uploaded. So if you go to DevOps Days Kyiv, you will be able, this is wrong date, but you will be able to find them somewhere here. If you go if you go somewhere, anyway, I will put link in description. I gave an Ignite talk about Terraform thinking aloud, and yeah, a couple of things from the talk which I'd like to kind of highlight if you don't know what exactly I was talking about. I wanted to kind of explain that writing, no, not this one, writing Terraform code is not enough. So please try to write code where you focus on understandability. This is really, really important. Writing a lot of encrypted mess where nobody is able to understand what's going on is cool, but it's not what people will thank you for. So I'm trying to explain what does understandability means by running these live streams. So, well, if you have any questions, as usual, don't hesitate to ask, and I will be glad to kind of answer your question as we are progressing. Hello, Tanya. Hello from Ukraine. It's pretty cool to see you again. Okay, what's gonna to happen today? Let's see. Yeah, okay. serverless.tf. I'm trying to remember what exactly I was supposed to be doing today. Doing serverless with Terraform is still kind of not solved so easily. And earlier today, I just received, or I read a question at Reddit where guy, I think I know this guy from his username. I think his name is Scott, but I may be wrong. Anyway, hello Ronaldo. So, do you use public modules in production? And some people answered yes or no. But one guy answered that yes, I use. Where is it? Lambda. So he is using Lambda, and that was so cool to know that he's using Lambda module because, well, as you know, that's part of serverless.tf stack, which I described on serverless.tf, and yeah, that's kind of coincidence. So people are using public modules in production. If you look here, you will see that 44 votes. If I update it, it's probably a little bit more right now. Yeah, it's actually almost the same. I don't know why people would not use public modules in production, but nevertheless. Okay, well, there are a lot of other things. I didn't read about it, but yeah. Anyway, let's talk about serverless.tf. So what is serverless.tf? Again, it is an approach and a collection of Terraform AWS modules, which should help you to handle serverless with Terraform. So I described this a couple years ago. Well, it's actually quite funny. During 2 years since I wrote this one and made most of serverless components, I didn't rewrite them or didn't change my mind so much. The only thing which I kind of updated here, I think, is related to the need of testing. So this is a paragraph which I think I kind of dislike or maybe disagree partially, is that running infrastructure locally using local stack is not exactly the way to go. It's really cheap and really important to spin up real stuff in real AWS account. Oh, hello, Andreas. Yes, greetings from Berlin. Yeah, it was cool to be last week away from computer and and enjoy talking to real people. And Andreas is one of the brain if you are thinking about serverless. So that's good to see. Yeah, what else is here? Well, I didn't update it so much, but as you can see, supported AWS services are pretty much everything, well, more or less, of course. But most important components like Lambda, Event Bridge, Step Function, as well as HTTP and WebSocket API Gateway, though WebSocket support is still lacking, as well as many other things here. And latest addition was app config, which Brian donated to Terraform AWS modules. So all of these components are there. They're open source. They have examples. All examples are executable right away without any magic. I will kind of go through that in a while. So yeah, that's it. Feel free to go to serverless.tf and read. If you want to read a little bit more, you can click on this green button, and of course you can put star here because, well, why not? And yeah, here I put a little bit more information about development workflow. If I read this information now, I may disagree with some of it or may try to update it, but I don't have time for that right now. So yeah, it's just cool to see that during 2 years people were actually using it, and they are still using it. Some of these use cases are even more complicated than I anticipated when I was thinking about it 2 years ago, so which is pretty cool. Yeah, if you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Okay, what I'm going to do today. Well, I have a few things which I want to work on. Let me show you the first one. Again, this is open source project, and 10 of March, Iman opened a PR where he was saying that he is adding new resource which should be created before the load balancer target group attachment is created. I kind of disagree with this a little bit, but I will have to look into the code and see maybe it makes sense to be added there. And again, the reason why I didn't merge it so fast is just because I don't have time for that. You can imagine there are hundreds of issues and hundreds of PRs being opened every week. I mean, hundreds, not 100, it's few hundreds. As well as comments and questions, and often even good stuff is going to be closed by GitHub just because, well, I don't have time to look into that one. But issue itself is relevant and has to be fixed. So I'm looking forward to have some discussion with companies who are willing to support my time so that I can actually work on this open source stuff a little bit more kind of predictable way. Right now, I work on this, well, more than, I don't know, 10, sometimes 20 hours a week, but it's still not enough. So let's see. Yeah, right. So this is one issue. And then one relevant issue with Lambda module, where for some very bad reason I added declaration of Docker provider inside of module, which you should not be doing. I don't even understand why I did it in first place. Maybe it was like historical reason, because the way how I write module is I usually start with use case where I try different things, and then when I figure out how things are related together, then I put it into a module, and that's how it is. Oh, by the way, hello Bruno and hello Yuri. Good to watch you from Portugal. Well, yeah, Portugal is pretty cool. I've been there many years ago during Web Summit, when Web Summit gave tickets to open source developers. I'm still open source developers, but they don't give tickets to open source developers anymore. So yeah. Oh yeah, actually I went there to present my product, which was Terraform module generator from not from visual diagrams, but from HTML forms. So it's like a workflow where you answer a question like what kind of things do you want to accomplish, and then you click save or proceed, and then you get your code generated specifically for you. It's like similar to what I have implemented for Cloudcraft a couple years later, but yeah, I changed it. Okay, so this is another one, and if I have time, I will work on this one where we have an SNS module, and there is a pretty big use case to be able to integrate SNS and SQS so that you can subscribe multiple SQS queue to SNS, or you can do subscription things, not necessarily for SQS, but maybe for HTTP delivery or some other type of delivery. So we'll see. This is maybe not the biggest one, like not the most important one right now, but still, well, why not? Okay, so let's start with this one. It's a little bit more complicated than the rest. So yeah, so edit a resource to create permission when the target of a target group is Lambda, right? If we look into the changes and try to understand what's going on here, first of all, when we change something inside of this one, let's say this is an argument for the module ALB, where it was a list of maps, and now we are changing it to map of map. It's likely that it will be a breaking change, and we need to think about it, how to implement it. The reason why this ALB module has a little bit of kind of deviation from the rest of module is that this module was written in about 2018, and historically it was working with Terraform 0.11, Terraform 0.12, and it had a little bit too many hacks, and I was not very kind of concrete, and I was like, oh yeah, we can handle it later. Now it's time to change it. Yeah, Web Summit was a good event. Cool. Okay, so let's see. Right. What else is being changed? So all kind of changes inside of README, and try to put something what is not really related is not the best place, really. If you copy paste example into README, it's just going to be very long. So I don't really like to have all kind of features being shown here. And as you can see, we have list here, so list of maps here, while in other place it is suddenly becoming a list. I mean, it was list, now it became map of maps. Not really a consistent behavior. Okay, so then there are a bunch of different things added here. When I see this kind of changes, like I can immediately see that it's different from what we have in many other modules, so it's not a good idea that I will merge it right away. I need to probably re-implement the same behavior slightly differently. So here is the most exciting part, example. So inside of example, the problem was that, yes, this is it. I'm glad that I actually put a note here. The note here is that Lambda function permission should be granted before it is used. Lambda function permission is in fact a property or a resource of Lambda, this one. So if we look into this Lambda module, somewhere inside of main TF, always and search for permission. Right. So Lambda module permission has to be provisioned. I mean, if we use Lambda module, then obviously Lambda module takes care of Lambda permission resource as well. Though Lambda permission, AWS Lambda permission has nothing to do with ALB in the first place. So my kind of concern right now is that if we are trying to remove this setting from the Lambda function module and move this resource to an ALB module, that's a little bit wrong, because Lambda Well, it's not so much wrong. It has to be in two places. When people are creating Lambda function, then they need to have possibility to manage this resource inside of ALB module. But in case of this example where I'm using Lambda module already, I'd like to have the same feature there. So that's totally okay. Now here is a little bit more magic detected. Oh well, it's a little bit hard to read. When I see these square brackets, it means that the value of this key, which will be inside of the map, will have to be resolved before. In this case, these brackets are not needed, I think. But in general, it's a little bit too magical. It shouldn't be so much. Okay, let's see how else. So I think we need to have this resource there. Having this resource depend on, so target group attachment depends on this one. Well, it's good idea, but it's a little bit too much to connect. Too many different entities dependent. Anyway, let's drink some coffee and go to write some code. So it's pull request 240. Just before this live stream, I executed code just to see that my Python version is actually okay. So which is this? This is run module, of course. I have an alias cd tam. Ta-da! ALB. So now check out 240. And well, I will update it later. Okay, so if I go to ALB, examples, complete ALB, so this is where the changes were introduced, right? Or not? Why do I still see this one? According to, so line 500, yeah, right, okay, bam. Cool, so now it's, it is written in a way that pull request has it, good. Okay, so my question number one is, oh well, not question number one, my kind of proposal is that I want to have the same thing here because I'm using this module and I'd like to have all things available there, no changes. There is no need for me to kind of get rid of this functionality if it is there. While I may have another resource, which is line 409. I'm watching in the browser where it is. So on line 409, here is target ID Lambda function name. Target ID and function name. Well, it's already kind of too much. Previously, I had only target ID, and that's exactly what is needed by that. So can I guess function name from Lambda function I ran? The answer is yes. So this is probably not needed. I'll just make a comment for now. And if I look into main TF and just to see where this, where is this Lambda? Okay, here is another piece of magic, which is identifying. Well, now try to have my contact lenses to not fall apart. So what this is going on here? I think first of all the inspiration for this piece came from this blog. Who wrote this blog? This guy. Okay, good to know. Well, no, it's actually a similar piece of code, but I don't know why it's there. So target group attachment Lambda. Where do we use this stuff? Well, okay, so from what I understand, we are going through target group attachments, and everywhere where we have Lambda function name, we are attaching this guy and this Lambda function, which is given to okay, let's see. Right, so thinking about use case for this one. So the first one is, yes, we have possibility to specify target ID. That's it. The second target, which we have to kind of explore, is my Lambda. What's this? My super Lambda. No, it's not super. It's not my custom Lambda. No. My Lambda 2. What a creative name, isn't it? Okay, target ID, and here will be a Lambda function I ran, but we will use resource itself, and that's so it's going to be something like this, or actually let's call it. Yeah, it's okay to call it this, and then IRN, something like this. So when we specify target ID as this guy, we may specify that we want to use attach Lambda permission true, something like this, right? This guy is not needed because we can get it from target ID. Okay. Usually, if I work on something what I don't really know yet, I like to execute the code exactly as it is written in PR and then work from there, because it's much easier. No, what's it? Right, I didn't do any changes. Right, so right now, if I run this code from examples ALB, Terraform upgrade, because I need to get a bunch of new things, and apply. So it will take some time, and while it's doing something, I can think about how to change it, right? But at least if it is not working, and this happens very often when people open pull request and they think that no one checks example, so we can do whatever we want. No, that's not true. I almost always execute it in my head at least, but if it is a little bit more complicated, then I can comprehend kind of just by reading it, and then I always execute it. So if you think that examples are like for just checkbox, no, that's not true. Okay, so while it's doing something, let's hope that it will eventually do everything. As you can see, it's a lot of certificates and resource creation, like all possible different targets, like instances, Lambda functions, and so on. So let's look into this guy. Okay. So if I have this Lambda function, okay, I need to do Lambda, my Lambda. Well, I don't know what to even call my Lambda. Anyway, let's go to example. No, not examples. To Lambda module and just create very simple. No, this is not simple. Simple usually is like first 12 lines. This is simple enough. So if we go there and just make this guy, and we call it Lambda, or did I call it? Okay, Lambda external or Lambda. Yeah, let's call it external. It's like simplest thing to call. So function name is usually a random pet, this ID, almost, and we call it external. Description, nobody cares. Role, do we need role? No. Well, okay, yes. Handler. Well, how can I make Lambda function, but much simpler? I actually have it somewhere in fixtures, but I just don't remember where. Where do I have Lambda function? In a very simple way. Maybe it's in playground, src, no. No, I always use module. I mean, that's the best way. Oh, yeah, right. I can still use module, but I can just turn off. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's the best way. That's pretty cool. So let's use the same guy here, but just call it Lambda, and well, it's not Lambda anymore. It's going to be external, and we call it Lambda function external, right? My awesome Lambda function. It's not external anymore. No, it's without allowed triggers. You see how this is how evolution works. Without allowed triggers. This is what happens when you don't use this technology for some time. You kind of forget terminology. Without allowed triggers. Okay, now I start to like what I'm doing. Good. So allowed triggers is here. If I go to allowed triggers, now this is ALB. I need to go here just to see allowed triggers. Right, so if I just don't specify allowed triggers, then it will not create them. That's pretty much what I need. Okay, so allowed triggers, empty, or we can just don't specify it then. Okay, cool. So this is going to be a function where allowed triggers will be managed by ALB module. Allowed triggers, yeah, probably it. Allowed triggers, good. So then this guy is not needed. Right, okay, cool. So now it's a little bit better. We have, again, I really don't remember when I used resources last time. I always use module, and there are almost no drawbacks in that. Okay, so then it's module, this, and it's going to be Lambda function IRN, attach Lambda permission. Yeah, why not? Okay, good. So now if I run init one more time, I don't need to include upgrade, but just okay. So if I now run apply, will it fail? Yeah, it will fail because there is no Lambda function name. But at least it will create Lambda function resources with all of this. What is this one? Okay, right. Yeah, so it will create an attachment to this guy, but it will not have correct permission to do that. Okay, it may fail because ALB does not have permission to use this Lambda function, so it may fail. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, meanwhile, what can we do here inside of ALB module? Somewhere here. So this guy has to be, yeah, that's exactly the problem which we are about to fix. So now, instead of going through all of this and try to be creative and think like whether it has to have that or not, we need to have we need to have attach Lambda permission. So we need to respect just attach Lambda permission instead of just Lambda function name. So what is this? So we are navigating through this. This is a little bit strange comparison because merge of flatten will not be null. I mean, it can be empty map, but okay. So let's see. I need to navigate through these guys, and if key is equal to Lambda function name, well, let's get rid of Lambda function name because it's a little bit too much. I mean, we don't need to have it. So on the first one, we don't have to have it, but on the second one, we can call it that Lambda function without allowed triggers is a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. And this one gonna to be Lambda with allowed triggers, right? Oh, that's even better. Who cares about function everywhere? Lambda. Oh yeah, that's even better. Let's see. Sometimes it's a little bit long, but at least it's very, very important that people understand what's going on here. So let's call it like this. Here we are allowing execution. Here we disallow. Cool. So what else do I need? So attach Lambda permission. Right, if I just run init again, and it will recreate approximately how much? Approximately 20 resources, or 18 resources, I guess. Let's see. No, 14. I was so wrong. Let's see. Yeah, but it looks pretty cool. With allowed triggers and without allowed triggers. That's good use cases. CloudWatch log group already existed. Well, CloudWatch log groups is always funny. Well, why CloudWatch log group is funny? Because you usually don't control since Lambda is writing there itself, right? So you need to delete it. Will it work now? Because maybe it was, yeah, it probably succeed now because it was deleting them and now it does not have them in state, so it will succeed. Okay, so what to do with this Lambda function name? Well, we have target ID, so we need to, that's a good result. So we need to get Lambda function name from target group. Where did I do this before? I think I did it in step function. Well, if it is complicated, let's leave it for now. It's not the biggest problem right now. But anyway, what I want to do is that this guy, the first one, will create it, but second one will have to be told that, hey, please create it. Right, so attach Lambda permission. Good. So now when we are navigating through the targets, so we're navigating through target group attachments. If this is not needed, I guess. No, it's needed because otherwise it will be treated as a name. Right. If Lambda function name. No, it's if. Well, we need to go through targets. Oh yeah, let's see how this can be resolved differently. Sometimes people ask, like, how do I know what to write in these magic expressions? Well, I obviously don't know how to write it like always, because it's different. But if I see something like this value now, targets, and I have this expression somewhere here, I just go to example, I add small locals and then something and put this expression. No, something is a little bit too much. So, and I put this expression and I just replace, let's say, all of values which I know here are target group attachments. And this one. So I took parts of the code and target groups is this target groups. Okay, so we can call it target groups, local target groups. Good. And now put this guy here and reference as a local. So I just moved target groups to locals and reference it in all places. Good. Looks ugly. So some FMT is probably a good idea. And if I now run Terraform console, it should succeed. And now I have access to this expression. So I can just run local dot this one, and I can see what are the internals of it. So first we added target group index, which is, again, it's legacy. It has to be simplified, but in Terraform 0.12 it was not possible, or even 11. So here we have Lambda function name and target ID. So what I want to do is I want to see what is inside of this value. Okay, so here we have big map of all targets. So as you can see, it was some other structure before, but we are merging all of these targets plus these targets into one. And after this is done, then we need to find when we are going through them, and this is a little bit magical. Why it is magical? No, it's not. Target. Where is it? Target. No, target ID. This one. Ah, okay. So I need to put not this one, but so I need to somehow filter this expression a little bit differently. So if I put, let's say, target attachment value is this guy. So what I need to find there is I don't care about internal keys. That's a thing. So yeah, it's a bit wrong. It doesn't belong here to my mind. So let's just close this. Maybe a bit too much. Something like this, yeah. And we are going to make, we're going to go through for. No, we need to. Well, no, let's see. So target group attachment is this one. So from this one, we need to go through all of them, and if the value itself is the value itself is this guy, if there is a value which is this one, dot attach lambda permission and false, something like this, and of course just try right and it's so magical. Why people wrote it this way? So this one, this, no. Sometimes I forget what I'm trying to write. Anyway, the point is, let's forget about all of this. It's too hard to understand right now. Okay, we are going through the list of some values, right? And we want to output this key if this is I mean, if this is true, right? So how to say it like this? No. Will this work? Let's see. It looks a little bit wrong, but maybe it will work. Well, it seems to work. So let's see. Let's execute it. Yeah, okay, good. So this is pretty much what I want, with the only kind of with the only exception is that this has to be a key, and the value itself is going to be this guy, right? And what is wrong? So for blah 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 in blah 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 target, much better. If blah blah blah. Good. Try again. This is so bad that you cannot just use arrow up. Yeah, but that's what I wanted. So I think this is a little bit simpler than it was before. I mean, it will be even simpler if I format it properly. So that's it. We're going through target group attachments, and we store them only if attach Lambda permission is true. That's pretty much it. Now let's guess. So we have this guy, but we need to guess Lambda function name. How to guess it? Yeah, there is a resource called AWS partition, but it's not so helpful right now. Well, and I did it. I'm pretty sure that I did it somewhere. Let's search for. I think it's called replace. This is it. No, that's not it. This is different. Here we are. Oh, here we are replacing something. What is it? Event bridge. No, it's not exactly the same, but similar. Here we are doing some replacement. It's not it. Replace. Here is it. And yeah, this is another magic with CloudWatch log groups. This is not the same. Well, yeah, as you can see, it took a little bit of time already, but it will take even more time. I think this is rather similar, but I just cannot find the better way. So anyway, what we have, we need to get, so from here, Lambda function name should be like this. So we are gonna to merge the main one with another map, which will contain key. Key will be Lambda function name, and the value will be well, let's be kind of consistent with legacy Terraform. Use our favorite split thing, where we are going to split by column. From here, target ID, and we are going to pick 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to pick element number 6, and that's it, and that's it, right? Something like this. So we're going to append. Why it doesn't like this bracket anymore? No, you're right, of course, I forgot to close maybe some. Okay, so this is, here it's split, and then we pick element number 6, then we close this, and then we close merge, then we close, no, then we leave this one, something like this. And one more time, and we are running local, and now we have our amazed fly without allowed triggers function name. Good. It's usually quite simple. If you can get IRN, then you can get a lot of information from it. Okay, so now we have this guy, and what else do we need? Let's look into the main file. Okay, so this one I just rewrote. Then we are iterating through the same, adding a bunch of things. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, cool. So let's just put another thing here, which is in example, because as you can see, it's much easier to write it in one place and then manipulate it in console and then copy paste it as soon as you're ready. So something like this. It's necessary. Okay. Again, merge and flatten, they are good and useful, but this ellipsis operator is not needed here. Ellipsis is useful if you have a lot of included list in list and you don't want to think about it. Then you merge everything, flatten everything, compact, and you have pretty decent structure at the end. So here we okay, filter out the attachments for Lambda function. The ALB target group needs permission to forward the request to specified Lambda function. This filtered list is used to create those permission resources. Good explanation. Let's see if it even works. So if I now do some formatting and I run apply. Well, it's a little bit ugly, isn't it? Target group attachment key. Come on. Who cares about what is it? It's key and V. Right? Target group attachment key. No, it's just key. It's just V. It's just V. And it's just V. And now it's much better. Okay, and I think it's still the same code by meaning. So so what does it try to do now? It's trying to attach Lambda without allowed triggers. So it's trying to attach it with LB. What is it with LB? Is it consistent with the rest of thing? Oh yeah, here we have a mix of everything. Main, we have this, we have these guys. Yeah, I think it's okay. Okay, this lookup is a little bit old-fashioned. I know we use it everywhere, but it's time to change it a little bit. And how we can change it? Of course, we can specify try. Let's be optimistic. Let's try things out. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, well, then it's not the end of the world. Okay, try. What was before in action? Why it was a little bit different? So we try to get Lambda action, and we use Lambda action, or else we use invoke function. Right? That's the same as in event source. Okay. I don't think we actually need anything else than invoke action, because, well, this is ALB who's going to invoke it. But it's fine. Who knows? Maybe people will be customizing it differently. So let's just put something here. So each is good. So each. Okay, and another one. Good. Okay, so this is yeah, this is a little bit wrong already, because we are hitting this from time to time in different modules. The main name of Amazon is different in different regions, like China has something else, so we need to figure out this one. But for now it's okay. Event source token, yes. Principal, yes. Qualifier. Qualifier is like version or latest. It's a bit tricky, I remember, but yeah, let's leave it to the user to decide. So statement ID. I think it's not everything, actually. Yeah, I think it's not everything. Okay, why I think that this is not everything? Because if I go to Lambda module here and check for what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I guess the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Just no need to put it as required. Qualifier is related to the function itself. What about sorting? Statement action principle. Statement action principle. Source RN, source account. Source RN, source account, event token. Yeah. Okay, and here is a principle. Right, so let's look into where was it? DNS prefix. Where do we use it? I guess it's inside of EKS, but let's see. It's called DNS prefix. No, DNS suffix. DNS suffix. So we are using it here. Hopefully this can be removed once the AWS endpoint is named properly in China. Well, good luck. I don't think it will be ever the case. But okay, we can fix it later if necessary. So anyway, it's part of AWS partition resource. Do we have this resource in this module? Oh, we have this resource. No, it's another module. Do we have this resource inside of ALB? No, we don't have it. So, well, let's forget about it. Anyway, it's elastic load balancing, and let's try to run it now. Let's see if it will work. If I now say yes. Error registered too many targets. The maximum number of target. Oh yeah, of course. That's crazy. How can we simplify it? Here, so target group has 2 instances. Well, 2 actually identical instances. I don't know, why do we need them? Let's drop one. So how many targets are actually allowed? Too many targets. Strange. I thought it's like 5 at least, but I have 3. No, 4. Or 3. No, I have 3 and I wanted to add 4. Okay, anyway, let's try to add it now. Destroying, destruction complete. Too many targets. What? Let's see. Maybe I was just too quick. Yes. Okay, let's see what is inside. So if I log into my account, it's been a while since I log into this account, so maybe something is still crazy there. Load balancers. This is it, right? Application, yes. Target groups. Lambda. Interesting. I don't know how many. So the error message was what was it? Error registering targets with target group too many targets. Too many targets. So here action No. Okay, maybe I need to make another target group just with this function. I forgot. Yeah, probably limited to a single Lambda function target. Okay, right. Well, yeah. I forgot what I was doing, but okay. So let's see if I go back to the code and I need to do some changes somewhere here. First of all, drop Lambda function name because it's not needed anymore. Then I can copy paste. I don't need this comma. Copy paste L1 to L2. And I don't know what is this for. Just remove it. And another one will be like this. Removed. Cool. Attach Lambda permission. Logical. Well, seems logical. Okay, and remove this guy from here. So I have two target groups now. Now I need to somehow get target group index. Well, I don't need to make any action to use target groups, right? I can just use. I need to create them first of all. Whether I'm going to use them in certain rules, it's not important. Good. So that was it. 1 destroyed, 3 to add. So that was pretty simple thing at the end. Yeah, it's not associated, but it's there. So if I go to Lambda function, I can see that it has. No, I need to click here, amazed fly Lambda. And then if I go to another Lambda function without allowed triggers. So here I can see that it has permission from. So here one function in amazed fly Lambda with permission, and another function with permission too. Good. So that was what I wanted to do. Now let's do the final cleanup from this, and I think that's pretty much it. So what can be the cleanup? Well, let's clean from example. So target groups, I store them in locals. I don't need to store them in locals anymore. I can still have this EC2 instance. Good. So just copy these target groups back where they belong to. No need to have these locals because this was experiment, which was kind of successful. Now if I run apply, there should be no changes. But this example is fine. Yeah, just attach an EC2 instance back. Okay, good. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There is there is nothing else what I think I can add. I will remove, of course, this stuff from example because it's not. It should not be there. It's already inside of example code where people have to go and see how certain things are created. But overall, that was it. So yeah, well, it took me more than an hour to make this pull request, and I thought that it will take me like, I don't know, 20 minutes. As you can see, things are always taking much more time than I plan. Next week I'm going to continue the same stuff because, well, I'm going to work on it during the whole week, and on Friday I will also do some live coding because, well, there are a lot of things. So on this note, I want to say, here is it. I want to say thank you all for watching this, and yeah, that's it. Have a great day. See you. Bye.